Hello.
Hello and welcome to Noggin Comic's first live stream. We're doing this because we're about to hit 100 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the year. But we're doing the 75 subscriber giveaway, which is this Batman 92 Punchline variant.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be announcing the winner of that later on today, later on during the stream. But yeah, this is the year end. We might not be doing anything because the holiday's coming up. We might have one more video for this week's comics, but we wanted to do something special for this. So
and this is our first one, so we're like doing this just by the what's the saying? Trying to think of a relevant saying, but I can't even think about that.
Honestly, you could just say thank you to the subscribers.
Yes.
Also, if you're watching this, please let us know how the audio is as well.
Yeah.
That way we can adjust to this as well. But let's just jump in, and we want to give a shout out to the supporters who have kind of pushed us into this. Kept saying thank you. Like I see that Alexis is in the chat, so we want to say hey.
Hello.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. As well as
audio, your father.
As well as my father.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we want to give a shout out. First shout out. So we're gonna bounce back and forth on this one, and I'm thinking that you end up on the one that means the most to you. But the first one goes out to TM Nerdy Travis. He has been one of the main people on YouTube that's been continuously contacting us, continuously commenting on our videos, liking and telling us how to improve. Much like this next person.
Oh yeah, you just keep going.
Keep doing it. So.
Manny from Chimero Cinema, right?
I recently changed his name.
Oh yes, yeah.
He's going by his actual name on YouTube now. But yeah, he's one of the first guys that came around and was really supportive. Found us when we were working with the Minnesota Comic Exchange.
And he's Minnesotan.
And he's Minnesotan, yeah. He was when we were on Minnesota Comic Exchange doing the videos for them. He found us and once again gave us advice. Rod from Just a Rican and his comics was another person that been watching his live streams a lot as well, and he's been a really cool guy. A lot of pointers too. This next person though, you and I met.
Yeah, North Garden Comics. Did we officially meet him at Falcom?
We met him at Falcom while working for Mind's Eye,
Yeah.
Another Minnesotan. In fact, the rest of these people are Minnesotans. For example, if you looked at the thumbnail, the next two people were part of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
The graphic novel, The Weirdos, is by Dennis Vogen. And we want to give him a shout out. He was the very first person that we interviewed, very first person to be a part of the channel. Yes. So major shout out there. And the creator of the logo.
Yes, Jaime Coker.
And his wife Trisha. They created the logo, so we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, honestly.
Yeah.
I mentioned these guys earlier, the Minnesota Comic Exchange, a huge group. Basically what started this whole YouTube thing was them. And then Issues Needed Comics. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a location to do the first interview with Dennis.
Yeah.
But then I think this one.
Yes. And then Mind's Eye Comics, where I work, Eric and everyone there, they've just been a huge support as well.
Yeah. But yeah, as we celebrate, 75 subscribers to 100 subscribers and the year end, we did get some bad news recently. George Perez.
He didn't.
No.
Yeah.
But no, he pancreatic cancer. Was it stage 3? Was it?
I can't remember.
But it's incurable, and the doctors gave him 6 months to a year to live. So we just kind of want to talk about Perez and talk about what he did or what he has done for the comic community and comics in general. I mean, he was basically the first comic legend that we met.
Yeah, and like his Wonder Woman got me reading comics. Like I think I've only read like the first like 25 issues of it, 24 issues of it, but still like it got me into reading comics. And then I started reading the New Teen Titans, and I've read a lot more of that than Wonder Woman. But yeah, and then we met him in what, 2019?
Yeah, it's 2019.
Yeah,
it was just after he announced his retirement.
Yeah, because he was having like
his visions.
Glaucoma,
yeah. Now he's down to one good eye. So, but yeah, for me, Perez, you got the Perez love from DC Comics. For me, it was Marvel.
Yeah.
His work on stuff like this, Avengers vs. JLA, Infinity Gauntlet, and The Future Imperfect was another book that I really loved by Perez. So it was like getting that news this week was best way I can describe it was a punch in the gut.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy, and just meeting him and seeing him on a panel with Marv Wolfman
for Teen Titans.
Yeah, they co-created Teen Titans.
Yeah, when you get Marv and George in the same room,
yeah,
those guys can talk forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just one of those things that when it happened, I sent you that text, and it was like, damn, I have all people. And I mean, this year's been tough for comics in general. The last couple of years, Stanley, Dicko, it's just been tough. But I mean, instead of like feeling bad, let's actually cherish what he has done. In the comic community.
Well, you can see like a lot of people take inspiration from his work. Like one of the top books that we're going to talk about is like, wow, you can really tell, right? One of those top books.
Really?
Yeah. Like number 2 up there.
Yep. All right, but we could talk about Perez for hours. Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest. That's something that we could talk about probably this entire show. But this is the year end. So, what'd you say? Do you want to announce the winner at the end?
That's up to you.
Do you want to do it at the now?
That's up to you.
Keep the viewership. Keep the people here.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna announce the winner towards the end of the video, or live stream. But let's talk about TV shows, comic book TV shows this year.
Okay.
That's it's being stuck at home for the majority of the year. We watched a lot of TV. Let's be honest.
And read a lot of books.
A lot. And we'll get to that towards the end.
Yeah.
But let's just go with. We could talk about all the shows, but let's talk about the 2 that we enjoyed the most this year.
Yeah, but for me, it was like a 3-way tie.
Oh. Well, between what? I mean, I think you and I share one of those.
Yeah, Loki. I mean, even WandaVision, and for me, also Invincible. And like Sweet Tooth. There's so many. Sorry.
Well, honestly,
I hate picking things.
I'm surprised that you don't have the following Hit Monkey on that.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois and Titans.
Yep.
I mean, we're not going to talk about Hawkeye quite yet because it's not done. But truth be told, I honestly think it might be one of the top MCU shows the way it's going right now. But your favorite pick was Invincible.
Yeah, I think so.
And I have to say that my favorite pick was Loki. I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, but it felt like the MCU was turning into Doctor Who with that, and I loved it. But yeah, WandaVision was great. It looks like Alexis here agrees with us that Invincible was great, and oh my god, Sweet Tooth.
So good.
If you haven't read Sweet Tooth yet, it is not like the show.
Yeah.
That book was just so dark and not what we expected.
Well, yeah, and Invincible. I've only read 2 out of the 3 like phone books compendiums. So I'm 2/3 of the way through. I still have not finished. And I don't really want to because it's so good. I don't know if I want it to end. That's how I felt about Sweet Tooth though too.
Well, and like I read Hit Monkey.
Yeah.
And Hit Monkey had the same feeling that Stargirl has. So Stargirl, you hate the dad in the book.
Yeah.
Well, Hit Monkey, the guy that Jason Sudeikis voices, you actually enjoy his character, but in the book you can't stand him.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where all these shows have characters you love and characters you absolutely hate. Like WandaVision.
Mm.
At first, Agatha wasn't that great of a character in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then by the time that show ended, Agatha was one of the best characters of the show.
Yeah, because you like knew like I grew up watching like I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie, like all of those older sitcom shows. So I was like, there's something not right with her. Like, this is gonna have a huge spin in the end. So
yeah, and I mean, you don't read
that nosy neighbor. You always know that nosy neighbor's into something.
Well, yeah, you went into WandaVision with not having much knowledge of the what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's run down. So we loved WandaVision. And Invincible's your first pick.
Yeah.
Loki's mine. Probably the biggest surprise next to Hit Monkey was Superman and Lois.
Yeah, season 1.
I'm not a huge fan of CW shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of CW shows, but Superman and Lois and even Batwoman majorly approved this year and this season. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say Titans too.
Yeah, didn't it start off as one?
CW, no. It was on DC Universe. Yeah, DC Universe. But yeah, Titans. Man, God, what was that third episode?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I remember watching that third episode, and by the time it ended, I was like, "This may be the greatest single episode of this entire series."
Mm-hmm.
Station Noggin Comics, by the way.
Hello, thanks for joining.
Hope you're doing well as well.
As well.
Now, I think the most, I won't say disappointing, but my most liked MCU show was Falcon and the Soldier.
Most disliked?
Disliked, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was good though, but for me, it had more of its moments. But I just thought consistency-wise, like WandaVision and Loki, pulled me in more. But.
I mean, the last episode though, Falcon and the Soldier was best.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Batwoman, how that improved. Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
That's gonna get rough in a good way.
I know.
But yeah, we have to be honest. We have yet to finish Stargirl. We haven't started Doom Patrol, Young Justice.
We haven't started Doom Patrol season 3.
Season 3, yeah.
Yes.
The latest season of Young Justice and the 3-part Aquaman animated series.
Yeah. Still not.
But I think that's something we're going to touch on in a later live stream.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 2 shows we should talk about. One of both these I liked, and you didn't. You just kind of. Moloch.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I think I liked Hit Monkey better. So. Yes.
Yeah, you liked Hit Monkey.
Yeah.
I thought that What If gradually got better.
Yeah.
It was tough to begin with. I was not a huge fan of that the Killmonger episode.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to like that episode, and it was just so tough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's coming up next year, though? I mean, hell, a month from today, basically. Yeah, a month from today, we have Superman and Lois returning, Stargirl, Peacemaker,
The Witcher.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's actually in a couple days. What else?
What you're forgetting? Like one of my most exciting.
Naomi.
No, Book of Boba Fett.
But I'm talking comic books, though.
But still,
I mean, granted, that's tie
Star Wars is important
to you and millions of other people, not me.
Okay, all right, fine. There's just so much coming out next year.
Next year, I mean, Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if What If season 2 is going to be next year, but I'm looking forward to that. Invincible season 2 potentially.
Yes.
Oh, The Boys.
The Boys season.
The
3.
Boys, yeah.
Yes.
So much coming out. Pennyverse.
Pennyworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still haven't finished that first season. We watched the first episode. That was it.
But we bought it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
We gotta finish watching it, and I know it's coming to HBO Max soon.
Yeah.
So there's that. Titans got renewed.
Yes.
So I think Doom Patrol got renewed.
Yeah.
And then you got the Penguin spinoff and the Batman.
Yeah.
And
I forgot to we should.
I think that's going to be a good transition.
Yeah.
Here.
Favorite comic book film?
Favorite comic movie of the year.
Hmm.
Now.
Yeah, I think
next year.
On that. Well,
I'm just gonna say next year. This list is gonna be massive.
Yeah.
We've got Spider-Man we can see on Thursday at 5.
Yes.
We've got to watch Venom Let There Be Carnage. So just want to throw that out there. That's the reason why this is not gonna be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But we do share our favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I forgot to bring out my little figure. My Nanawe figure.
And I know a couple people in the chat. So, The Suicide Squad.
Yes, hands
by
down.
far the best movie of the year for comic wise.
Yeah, I mean, even the other like Marvel movies that came out, I still like that one was so fun.
I mean, here's the thing, like, I really enjoyed Snyder's Cut. I enjoyed Justice League for what it was. But when the Suicide Squad came out...
But I wouldn't rewatch Justice League. I will rewatch Suicide Squad until, like, I die.
That's what I was getting at. It was like...
Yeah.
I mean, there is rewatchability to the Snyder Cut. But it's one of those things where do you have 3 hours to sit back and watch it? 4. Oh, it's 3. Was it 4?
Let's round it up to 4.
Yeah. With Suicide Squad, it's almost like a favorite soundtrack or an album that you just throw on and watch.
And the best depiction of Harley Quinn yet.
That's true. But I'll also say that following statement could be said about Shang-Chi, though.
Yeah.
How you can throw it on and just have it on. I mean, I was surprised about that. Honestly, we enjoyed all these movies. I mean, I can nitpick.
Eternals, Black Widow.
Yeah, I can nitpick on Justice League and Black Widow. But I honestly thought the Eternals was... Yeah. I thought that was good. While we were doing this, while I was sitting back trying to figure out, what our favorite movie of the year was, I was debating, like, okay, well, we both love Suicide Squad, but let's look at that Marvel front.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick your favorite Marvel film out of Shang-Chi, The Eternals, and Black Widow, what would it be?
I'm trying to base it off of the first time I saw Black Widow, and I've only seen The Eternals once, and then we saw Shang-Chi once. Shang-Chi. Yeah, either way. I think I have to say Black Widow just because of how it hit me for the first time in the theater. Yeah, I know. But a close second is both the other ones.
Okay, I remember you watching not Black Widow.
Just because of Yelena.
Yes.
Florence Pugh, maybe.
Alexi.
And Alexi. Just having Florence Pugh in the MCU is awesome.
Well, I think David Harbour is going to be a better Red Guardian than Hellboy.
This is true.
But no, I'm kind of shocked now because I seriously thought that your favorite Marvel film was going to be Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I like to surprise you.
And that's just because of Katie. I thought that Awkwafina.
Yes, I love Awkwafina because we share the same name. No, my name's not Awkwafina. Her name is Nora. Oh. Yeah, I think that was great. I think for me, it was great great cinematography. But I think storyline and everything, Black Widow kind of just sat with me more. And Eternals.
I honestly, if I had to choose,
I know
it would be Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Black Widow.
Yeah, we
can't. And this is foreshadowing for when we start talking about comics of the year because our list is close, but there's differences. I mean, her top pick is among my top 10.
Well, and I hate ranking things.
Yes. So. But we are looking forward to Thursday. We're so hyped up, so pumped up to go see Spider-Man.
I think you more than me.
Well, yeah. After we're done doing this, we're watching Spider-Man.
You are.
All of them.
Yeah. No. All of them tonight.
All of them tonight. So we're not sleeping until you have work tomorrow. So
yeah.
But yeah, and then Let There Be Carnage. We'll probably watch that for our anniversary. Let's be honest. So, on the video game front, though, you're not a gamer.
No.
But I am, and I've spent a good chunk of time this year playing video games. And I want to talk
And
last year and 2019 and 2018, my whole life. But I want to talk about 2 games in particular. One came out last year, and it's Marwa's Avengers. I have a lot of relationship with that game. When the Wakanda expansion came out, I wanted to play it so bad. Like, we get to play as Black Panther. It's gonna be awesome. I've yet to finish it. And then the Spider-Man expansion add-on came out, and I'm like, do I really want to be sitting here playing this game again? Yeah. So I guess I just didn't have that much fun that I was expecting to have with that game. But then the biggest surprise in gaming this year was Guardians of the Galaxy. That game. I mean, it just won Best Narrative at the Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
And I wish you were a gamer to have that feeling of playing that game. I mean, every character is captured perfectly. Character design is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've played some like Telltale. I just can't. Like, I need to practice more with hand-eye coordination. And watching.
If anybody in the chat room or when you watch this has watched the trailer for Star Wars Eclipse,
yeah, that gets me wanting to play a game like no other.
Yeah. So
yes.
And that's that drum beat the whole time. Like, I'm down for this game. I don't have a PS5, but I want to play it.
Yeah, but now we have to procure a PS5 somehow.
Well, I could sell a kidney. But yeah, if you're a gamer or if you want to get into playing some games, I highly recommend picking up Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not that difficult. Especially if you,
but it is difficult.
You have to make choices. But yeah, I enjoyed it more than any other game I played this year, and I've been playing a lot of games. But yeah, the real reason that we're here isn't about media. I mean, it's certain type of media, but it isn't about video games, TV shows, or movies. We want to talk about comic books.
Yeah.
And I could hear that growing already, like, yeah, but we want to talk about the MCU. But no, we're talking about comics. If you want to take that down quick.
Why? Oh.
So I can put these here.
Why can you just put it on top?
I guess I could do that. So, Beef Bros.
Beef Bros at a 9.8.
Yeah, 9.8. Aubrey would really appreciate that. So this is a Kickstarter. Backed 3 books. So technically, I backed 4 books this year. 3 of them by Aubrey Sittenson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The secret to this, actually, Beef Bros Go to Jail, I think it's called. This book is awesome.
I thought it was like XL something.
No, it's bigger. It's like an OGN kind of. But if you like your righteous books, this is definitely a book for you. Yeah, and then his other book that he did, another book that I backed, Stone Master, which is obviously, as you can tell, a pot-loving kung fu book that was a lot of fun, a lot of great references in it. I enjoyed it more than Beef Bros, but here's the thing: if I can sit down and enjoy a book and laugh, then you know it's certainly working.
It's just reading.
Yeah, and I'm surprised you haven't read these yet. Like,
I know
they're easy to consume.
Yeah,
and Aubrey doesn't pull punches, and that's why I think these books might be something that you enjoy.
I'm reading one of his books. No One Left to Fight.
No, you also what was the Worst Dudes?
Oh yeah, I stopped reading that.
But yeah, I'm actually thinking about rereading these and doing a creator spotlight on Aubrey Sittenson, because my introduction to him was professional wrestling. So that's the reason why I kind of have to go into these books, because I'm so intrigued to see what he does in his career now. And talking about professional wrestling, the other book that I backed hasn't arrived yet. I do have a digital copy of it, but I'm refusing to read it. Is Butts and Seats, the Tony Schiavone story. If you've been following the channel, you know I love professional wrestling. I mean, you could just ask the group chat that we belong to. I'm always talking about AEW. This book has me so hyped to read, and it was supposed to be coming next. It was supposed to come in November.
Yeah.
And we met Tony Schiavone. We met Dirk Manning, the writer of it. We went to Tony Schiavone's panel at New York Comic Con,
Mhm.
and you left halfway through.
I was kind of
And
bored.
I was like a kid in a candy shop at that one.
Yeah. Maybe our volume's not working.
No,
Hello?
I've already said.
Yeah, I think it's working. Tony Schiavone. You said.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone was there, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I can't wait to read that book.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, please let me know if the volume is fine. Yeah, it's not working. Just gives us some down, thumbs up. Just like, hey, audio's good.
So, like refresh
or refresh the up. But okay, now that we're done with the Kickstarters, I will be talking butts and seats later on. Once we get it in hand. Plus it's gonna have my name in it, which is cool. But 2020 was very much of an independent scene, especially like I'm looking at our top picks right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, some big two, some DC, some Marvel's in it. But we want to go with the super indies right now, don't we?
You want to talk about these ones first?
Let's talk about the indie first.
Okay.
I mean, granted, these Kickstarters are independent books, but while she tries not to knock it down, don't knock down the giveaway.
You want to do this one first?
Yeah, we can do that one.
Right.
How do you talk about that? Because you really enjoyed that.
Home. Okay, don't fall. Yes, so Home by Julio Anta. Oh man, I can't see. Anna Wisnes. Ooh. Yes, Julio Anto and team. Sorry, I cannot pronounce names for the life of me sometimes.
Oh, Julio Anto's been I've been seeing him in some Facebook groups.
Wizcheck. Anna
Wizcheck.
I'll go with that. So from Image, it was like a 4 or 5 issue series about this boy, and I can't remember his name. But basically a boy being separated from his mom at the US border in Guatemala. And he has to kind of learn how to be apart from his mom on top of discovering he has some like superhuman abilities. So, and that while, being hunted by the federal government, no big deal. So he kind of just is learning as he's going, and it's just a really compelling story. And this trade that came out also has a ton of like, educator guides in it, which is really cool.
So it kind of reminds me of Bitterroot that way.
Yeah.
When
you can teach this in school. So
I don't know if anybody's read Bitterroot that's watching this, but certainly something that you could teach. This book can be taught in schools. It's a take on immigration.
Yeah.
Really intriguing, and we were talking about maybe pulling it in our top picks a little year, but just kind of skip. That's kind of missed out. But if you're looking for a good book to read, an educational book, a book that if you don't read comics, you want to get into it, I would recommend that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it says includes bonus educator guide by reimagining migration. Yeah. So, as someone that's got a sociology degree, this was right at my lane.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, but the next book is
You already did, you talked about.
I talked about this a while back ago. It wasn't on this channel. We talked about this. This is Minneapolis Sound, and I'm a huge Prince fan. The longer you've been with me, the more you love Prince.
Yeah.
But yeah, this really captures what Prince and the Minneapolis Sound and the music of that era did for Minneapolis.
Well, and how it's like basically inspired all these musicians in the book.
And is that Jenny? The cover of that?
Yes, Jen Bartel.
Yeah.
He's local artist.
So
this is in the 80s too. So this is published by Humanoids. And it's by Joseph Illich and Hannibal Taboo. Yeah, I haven't read. I mean, I read it.
You read it
right after you did.
So. I have to find it though. There is a panel in here that. Well, maybe we can do a video on this too, because this is a book you can dive into. You can do a deep dive into this book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dustin Wynn's Prince is amazing. And another person that you and I have met that
And he's awesome.
is a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Much like George Perez, like we were talking about Perez earlier. Perez is the sweetest guy we've ever met in comics. All right. What's the next one we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about our top picks of the year now.
Yeah, if you want to.
And
then do the giveaway at the end.
Yeah, let's do the giveaway at the end. So, for those who are sticking around, thanks for sticking around for us for half an hour already. Talking about random geekiness, which should be a great name for our channel.
We start at the bottom or the top of the list?
We started at the top.
No. What?
Yeah. So.
Oh. Okay. Fine. Okay, just do it backwards.
This is your pick. This is your 10th pick. And this is mine.
Okay.
So.
That's wrong.
I know, right? All right. So we're gonna do a top picks of the year, for comic wise, and we're looking at the list. There are some similarities between our two.
You going from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
I'm going from 1 to 10.
Top to bottom?
10 to 1. Is it 1 to 10?
Yeah.
10 to 1, I meant.
Okay.
So let's go with your top, your 10s.
My 10th one?
Yeah.
Well, this is the second to last book in the series, I think. There's 5 of them. Yeah, and that's Not All Robots. By Mark Russell, Mike Diodato Jr. I didn't realize that was Mark Russell until now. Wow. So yeah, basically about if robots were to be living with human families in the future, and basically them providing, it's a take on
consumerism.
Yeah, consumerism and basically how.
What if robots were obsolete?
Yeah, exactly.
And like
well, they're the ones that were providing for people, for humans, right? So,
and that plus when the whole book basically bases off when the robot destroys, was it Seattle?
No, and then they're living in like this bubble basically, and these robots are being like pushed out by these other humanoid robots that are like being created to overtake those robots, and like it's starting this whole like war against everyone. Right?
Well, yeah, this is your 10th. This is that's my 9th.
It's been a while since I've read this last issue.
Week.
But yeah, I just thought it was like really captured and like
you read that issue last week.
It's just cool to think about. Like how it could
besides
the future.
Besides Second Coming, this is your and now One Star Squadron.
Yeah, that was so good.
This is your first sit down with Mark Russell, and he's very satiric, and I'm like, that's why I am so glad you're reading this, because I'm like, you have to read Mark Russell.
Well, yeah, it's really good. So, what's your number 10? Which is my number 3.
So, that's my number 9.
Oh.
So we can still talk about that one.
Okay.
If you're looking at this is the first time like that on my list, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you realize that there's a book on my list that didn't make a book on your list didn't make mine.
Yeah, but I haven't read it.
No, there's a book on your list that didn't make mine.
Oh.
So, Station Manley, thanks for tuning in.
There's a.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, how's that book not on your list, right?
Which one?
Do you not see? You're number 8. It's not even on my list.
I thought it was.
Nope, I changed it the last minute.
Yes, it is. It's number 5.
No.
Oh, wait, my number 8 is not. Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. That's your fault.
No, but here's the thing though. Not all robots could have easily moved up when it's finished.
Well, yeah.
Once that book is finished, I think it could be.
Yeah, how do you know it's going to end? That's the thing too.
But do we want to talk about it?
Same with this other one that.
So.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Nightwing, but we're gonna wait to talk about this because
he's wrong.
No, I know. I want you to tell me why I am incorrect.
Well, I'm just biased because.
So when we get to talking about this, I want to know why.
Okay. So then my number 9.
Yeah, your number 9 is actually
a whole series. That's
the whole
finished.
Series, yeah.
Even though I feel like it should be my number 1 at the same time, because I hate ranking things. So Stray Dogs is basically like what All Dogs Go to Heaven meets
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. I almost said The Shining. Oh my god.
Yeah, Psycho.
Yeah. Yes, so it is so freaking good, and sometimes it's hard to read, honestly, because
Well, and I also know
it's so
that
good at the same time.
I also know it's the guys that we talked to, the group that were involved in the PCB Bad Batch and the whole crew on Wednesdays. They've
These
interviewed
pages are.
when he dropped it over here.
I dropped it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Tony Fleets and Trisha Fossner, they've been
Yeah.
all over the place on these videos, and they seem like really great people. And I wish we could have met them at a convention, but unfortunately, they were not at New York Comic Con.
But yeah, this is so good. I want to read it all again.
But
at
yeah,
once.
looking at a list again, this is your ninth. That's my seventh, and I think it's my seventh pick because of how random, unexpected the book was. I mean, you look at the art and you're like, "Oh, I could give this to a kid."
No.
That kid's gonna be traumatized by the time they're done reading it.
They may not ever want a dog. Well, no.
They still want a dog.
Yeah, they still want a dog.
I do like the pictures of the dogs at the end of the book, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, here.
Is it in the trade?
Well, no,
No.
all the homage covers are.
Yeah, all the horror homages. And Dog Days.
Yeah, Dog Days comes out this month, I believe.
So
the next story of it. I don't know if this is all gonna fit, but there we go. Isn't that on your list at all? That's your number 7.
That's
pick.
my number 7, yeah.
Okay.
So let's go with my number 8 because my number 8 is number 5.
Yeah. You're
gonna have to take some of those off soon.
I know.
The Me You Love in the Dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
This year.
Manny also loves Stray Dogs. Yeah, so freaking good. I think everyone just needs to read it.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone that's not a having my oldest godchild is 5.
Yeah,
I would not give it to her. But yeah, we love Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
In fact, like this Christmas season, holiday season, maybe we should give people Stray Dogs.
Hey, I mean, starting me off, right?
But yeah.
But the Me You let's go on to this, right?
Yeah, the Me You Love in the Dark. This was the year I was introduced to Jorge Corona. And
we still haven't read Middle West
and Scotty Young, because Scotty Young I always looked at as being an artist there was nothing there for me.
Yeah.
But his writing, this book had me hooked.
Yeah.
And it ended on it was predictable, but it ended on a very high note for me.
Oh yeah.
Jorge Corona's art, I think that's what really pulled me in.
Yeah. Now we gotta go get Middle West and read all of that.
You have this at 5, though. I have it at
I mean,
8.
just like you were saying, like the way that his writing style mixes with the artwork and like just the darkness of it, and there's not.
Granted, it is one of the worst titles I've ever heard in my life, though.
Yeah, there's not even that much like say character development or any side characters either, but the way that it's delivered and drawn is just so good.
I feel like a very demented Beauty and the Beast meets Ghost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You want to take those down quick?
All right, this is making me nervous.
So
let's live on the edge.
Yeah. The next one, at the beginning of the year, if you asked me about this book, I thought it would be a top pick. Nicest in the Lake.
This is what, number 6?
Number 6.
Halfway there.
if you've known us longer than the channel, I write for Twin City Geeks in Minnesota, and I wrote an article on this around number 1, and I praised it. I compared it to being the next Sandman, honestly, without even reading Sandman. But I do feel like it's fallen off just a tad. Still been good.
Yeah.
You have it at 7, and I have it at 6, so I actually have it higher ranked than you.
Yeah, I mean, I think every new issue that has come out just keeps building on the story.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the heck is going on? Like, these people are at a house and they're trapped, and the whole world is like dead, or the whole world is just like has ended around them, and they're just like, why are we all here? Why are we still surviving? And this character that put them there is just so intriguing. So, yeah.
Oh, Walter.
Yeah, Walter.
Yep.
Walt.
This is a book that when it gets to collected.
Yeah.
When it becomes collected, I want to check it out that way. I want to read it that way. I think it'd be a better read.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just shocked looking at the list that I have it ranked higher than you.
Yeah, similar to the next one though, I think, right?
Yeah. In fact,
it was I thought it was a huge surprise for me.
Yeah.
Has been Radiant Black.
Higgins.
We didn't get the blacklight cover.
You wanted the blacklight cover.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten it in. It's sad. Or maybe we just won't. I'm so sad. But it's okay. It's still a pretty cover. This is number 10 already. But I've never read Power Rangers. I have the first Kyle Higgins Power Rangers trade that I have to read still.
Yeah.
Because everyone's been telling me if I like the series, I got to read Power Rangers. But yeah, this book is just so good, and Kyle Higgins is awesome in the artwork.
Didn't Higgins work in Nightwing too?
Yeah, I haven't read that yet.
Yeah. But yeah, you you have this as 6. I had this higher rank than you too.
Yeah.
It was just probably because every week every time this comes out, you're like, this is the first book I gotta read almost.
Yeah.
And like I said, you've never read Power Rangers or never watched Power Rangers.
I watched the live action movie,
which is not a good indication of what Power Rangers is. I enjoyed that movie, but Radiant Black though has been a huge surprise. And like
there's gonna be spin-offs and like side stories too, so I'm excited for that.
Image's superhero verse, basically.
Yeah, Supermassive and one other something Sun.
Yeah, those are gonna you were talking about the comic shop. Yeah,
like in January, February, March, they're gonna come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I look forward to it.
So that's how well it's been doing. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Once again, I'm just shocked that you have it as 6, I have it as 5. I think it's the coloring, the colorless on this. I'm forgetting his name.
I think it's
he makes every page pop.
Let's see.
So. Now she's to get lost reading the book again. So
no. Oh, Marcelo Costa.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like.
Well, right now it looks like
this
Manny.
Is like more of a black light cover too. Anyway.
It looks like Manny's saying that you've got to be Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin.
I know. I've heard so many people. Like even like this panel just is like, how do you even like? It's just so cool. But yeah, I've heard people at the comic store like, you gotta read this if you like it. And I'm like, I know.
Your list. Okay.
Like the Mighty Morphin Power
the one thing about her working on a comic shop, which can we say the news right now about?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be even full time there. So
in 2 weeks, in what 2-3 weeks?
No.
Yeah, January 7th.
Into the new year.
So into the new year, Nora is going to be becoming the assistant manager, is it?
Yeah.
The assistant manager of Mind's Eye Comics. So if you're in the Burnsville area, you're going to run into her.
Yeah, I'll be there all the time.
All the time.
Second week.
She has a cot in the back that she's sleeping in now. But yeah, I was basing off that though. Every day you come home, you're like, "Hey, babe, we got this new book to read."
I know.
I have to add to the pull list.
Mainly just independent books, but yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't, I had no clue. Well, so yeah, it's let's just say it's a different career.
Yeah, but it's exciting. It's what I love. So yeah,
and I'm hoping for big things with
yes, Eric is Eric is so great.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that we can get him on the channel one day.
Oh yeah.
He's such a great guy.
Cool things down the pipeline.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping that happens one of these days. But let's go to
number 4.
Yeah, this is where you start seeing Nora and I disagreeing a little bit.
Wait. We gotta back it up. This wasn't even on your list.
Yep.
This is a shame. So, Eat the Rich by Sarah Galey, who I have learned that she's an author and she has a few of I think it's not a young adult, but some fantasy and one fantasy romance books. Anyway, but she is an author who now I want to read all of her books. And this book, Eat the Rich, which is number 4, 5th one comes out, I think, is it this month? January, I want to say January.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's freaking good, and Kyle doesn't have it on his list, but that's okay.
I can tell you why it's not on the list. I can give you a good explanation of why it's not on the list.
Why?
I did not like that issue.
Why?
I kind of felt let's go this issue. I think it was the 3rd issue. It was one.
It ended on a a note that was like, wait, what is going to happen at the end? Don't you remember?
Yeah, it's just one of those things that where I've seen Get Out.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've
maybe
seen
this is
There.
why it's hitting for me harder
So-
than it is for you.
I mean, is it a good book? Yes. It's something I look forward to reading when it comes out.
Yeah.
Yes. I just don't know. I don't think it had that connection that it has with you. Kind of like when we start talking about this book in front of me that we're going to talk about after this next one.
No, I just think it's good because it's different. It's basically about this girl finding out this huge secret about her boyfriend's family. Well, I can just say it. They're cannibals. So yeah,
Eat the
they
rich.
eat people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like how she finds out and how it all unfolds is pretty intriguing.
Yeah, I mean it's not
it's appetizing.
That's bad. That's terrible.
I'm kidding.
Oh, that's terrible. All right, so now let's talk. Stop talking about cannibalism.
Stop talking about that.
And let's talk about our biggest discrepancy in this list.
Oh, here, I'll move these.
Actually, our second biggest discrepancy.
No, yeah, the biggest one is not that.
So this just came out. I highly recommend this book. The next 4 on my list, they could be interspersed. They can be changed, depending on how I'm feeling in a day. I have this as number 4. You have it as number 2.
Yes.
And when we started off this live stream, we were talking about how much George Perez meant to us and how much he's meant to the community just as a whole. Phil Jimenez, he kind of just became Perez in this book, I felt.
Yeah. Oh,
and is that why you have it as number 2?
Yes.
So
it's one of the reasons, but like just this whole freaking book is
Station
so
Flash.
perfect.
I mean, yeah, the whole Kelly Sue's writing. Yeah, you got Kelly Sue's writing. You got Phil Jimenez's artwork.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I just love the Sue's here, and I don't want to like show you what's going on in case you haven't read it yet because it's such a strong book.
Yeah.
I love that panel too. Well, can you go back and see when it's supposed to come out? The next issue? Spring. God, I don't think I can wait that long.
I know.
So this is one of 2 Black Label books that we have on the list.
Yeah.
See, and you love Wonder Woman.
Yes, I do.
And me, I'm such a hard sell when it comes to Wonder Woman. But I'm telling you this, and even the last issue of Wonder Woman was really good.
Yeah.
So
yes.
And also any gamers out there, that Wonder Woman announcement, I am so pumped up for that.
Yeah, but are you more pumped than the Star Wars one?
Eclipse? I don't know, that drum beat.
I know, right?
Whew.
Okay, so then the second one that
thanks for tuning in, Legion. Thank you. We got Legion. Yeah, but like I said, I could change that. I could have this number 4 book being my number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. What happened? So you have that as 2, and I have that as 4.
Yeah.
And vice versa here. I have this as number 2. You have it as number 4. Why?
I mean, I love Cliff Chang, and I thought it was so good. But then Historia came out, and that kind of took the cake for me. Not that I didn't love it, though. It's just like I haven't read it as recent.
So, okay, the reason why that this is my number 2 pick, writing and storyline. Yeah. Historia may have been amazing artwork, and that's what may have brought you into it. But you want to talk about why you have that as number 4?
I don't know, man. Because I like the other one better. The other one that we haven't talked about yet. That you had on like number 10.
No.
Because of the consistency of it. Right?
Yeah,
that
so
book that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, well, the book that I haven't talked about yet, the book that is sharing our number 3 pick is well, not sharing. I mean, you haven't read my number third, and your number third, I think, is just your fandom. But Catwoman Lonely City, though, is one of those books where after I've done reading it, I see that the only other people that have created such a good Catwoman book was Brubaker and not Dara Cook. Yeah, Cook.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So I seriously think that's by far my all-time favorite Catwoman story. So that's why
I still haven't read that entirely.
Oh no, yeah, some of the trees, isn't that? No.
It's the omnibus comes out like in March.
So
yeah.
But okay, so time for our number 3 pick.
You mean? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about this.
Yes, I've loved Nightwing, not just because it's Nightwing, but Tom Taylor and what he's doing with Nightwing is so good. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, I think Tom Taylor has rejuvenated the character, has made the character more likable.
Yes.
We only got shot in the head. Spoilers from a long time ago. He got shot in the head.
I wasn't reading it then.
Yeah.
He
started going by Richard instead of Dick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I just kind of like fall off there, but yeah. So
yeah, I mean everything about this book though is just so good.
I mean,
yeah, Catwoman. Oh man, like I never started reading Catwoman until it was not just Lonely City, but
Ram V.
Yeah, when was it originally when Ram V hopped on? Yes, because it was also tying into all of the before Fear State, whatever that was, Future State. Joker War? Yeah, back when Joker War was happening, and then Future State, and then wow, all of the states and all of the things. All of that. It's been good since then, though.
I want to go off of what Manny just said here. Nightwing's been a bright spot on my poll.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it has been. It has been, but I just discovered my third pick last week, and so maybe that could be the reason why here. But Nightwing has been a good read. I just feel like I think Fear State kind of put the brakes on for me.
Yeah, but like now that it's kind of going out of Fear State.
So
yeah.
Absolutely Legion. Swamp Thing's been awesome.
And Ram V. Anything Ram V, which is also like our top. Well, we're gonna get
there.
So.
So you have not read this.
Yeah, I know.
And with Devil's Reign just coming out, I had to catch up. So last week,
we should grab that cover. Yeah.
Last week I just read 34 issues, was it something like that? Of Daredevil, catching up on it, and man, yeah, absolutely. So, Chip Zdarsky, in my opinion, maybe my favorite writer right now, next to Ram V. Daredevil, I didn't realize how good it was until I just consumed all of that in a week. And it's funny because I'm just shocked you're not reading it because you were reading Charles Soule when it was coming out.
I know. I stopped reading Charles Soule. I read it in trade as the trades were coming out, but then I just got sidetracked. Didn't finish it.
And see this cover is just amazing. In fact, we're gonna Bearded Comic Bro. If we might do his Marvel challenge here soon if we got the time. And this may very be the more recent cover on the list. But yeah, Elektra becoming Daredevil, boom, I was hooked just off of that, just knowing that premise. And then with Matt going to jail, I was hooked. And then Devil's Reign, did it remind me of Civil War a little bit? Yeah. So yeah, I have to agree. I was thinking about it does remind me of that. I mean,
I still haven't read it yet, but
it was a good read. It's just very similar, and that's not what Daredevil's been. So
well, this is only Devil's Reign is a 4-issue.
It's an event.
But is that leading into the woman, the Daredevil
Woman Without Fear.
Yeah, Woman Without Fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it does get some spin-offs, and like,
yeah, I do have to read it now.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to read Woman Without Fear.
I mean, it's in a pile to read still.
Yeah.
But also like with Devil's Reign, it just kind of felt like it was trying to like consume everything into one, and that was the issue. With Daredevil just seemed very grounded. So and that but yeah, see, that was number 3 for me. Number 3 is Nightwing. We talked about our number 2. Mine was Catwoman, Lonely City.
And Wonder Woman Historia, Amazons.
And
we agreed on the number 1.
We agreed on number 1. And I think everyone agreed on number 1 that I've been watching.
Another Rom-V.
And
yes. Many
Andrea
deaths.
Felipe, is it?
Andrade.
Yeah. So
Felipe Andrade,
yeah.
Yep. Yes.
This book.
Good. Yep.
I want to hear what you talk about, because the one issue that took place during that was just a cigarette was amazing. There's not a single bad issue of this, in my opinion.
Yeah, there was not. With 5 issues, there's just no bad issue, and we still have to read. The same team that did this book did Gravity's Wall, I think.
Yep.
Which we still haven't read, but we have. And now I need to find everything else that Ron V has done so I can own all of it.
D. Savage Shores is a great read.
Yeah, D. Savage Shores is really good.
So.
Yeah, I mean, just this whole book and seeing it through Lila Starr's perspective is just the way it was written.
And I remember
so
your shop recently, Mind's Eye, they asked, your favorite book of the year, which I misspelled Isla.
Yeah.
But I said Mini Dust a lot of stars just because it's one of those books that I know you and I are both going to be returning back to, probably.
Yeah, when like the trade comes out.
When the trade comes out, yeah. So, let me know in the chat, what was your book of the year, if you have one.
It's so hard to pick.
It's so hard, and this took us.
We were just gonna talk about that too. Dark Knights of Steel.
Yeah.
Only 2 issues
Well,
in.
no, for book of the week.
Oh, of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, that was strong.
It was really good.
Man.
So
We Live wrapped up.
We Live was good too.
Yes, We Live. Yep.
That was good.
So,
there were some other titles that I kept thinking of too.
It's funny you say We Live, because we were looking through a pile. I mean, and for some, I kept going back to Mini Deaths for me.
Yeah.
But then Catwoman and Wonder Woman. Yeah. So
now I gotta reread Relive, because they're coming out with a continuation, or I believe it's a side story.
And do you remember that first issue I did not like?
Yeah.
I had to reread it to get back into it.
I think that's why I want to go back and reread all of it before this next chapter of it, so I can just remember and go in and keep going. 7 Secrets is also
Tom
really
Taylor,
good.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, Tom Taylor.
So
good. Anything Tom Taylor's writing.
Oh, I actually forgot about that. So
I think it's on a break.
No, I mean, thinking about this list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
let's see what else.
So, yeah, I want to go to this real quick.
You didn't click anything.
No, Transformers Shattered Glass. Like, Flash, I've been watching your channel, and I'm not much of a Transformer guy, but you're making me want to pick up these books.
Yeah. I haven't read it either.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really like the movies that much, besides the first one.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
I mean, the last Transformers book that I read was actually Transformers of Terminator.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that.
So,
and I haven't watched Terminator either.
So.
I know I'm really bad when it comes to movies. I haven't watched anything. Well, anything that Kyle likes.
Yeah. Let's just say, I'm like, hey, let's pick up Fast 9. She's like, no.
I'm trying to think of some other series that came to an end, or started it last year and finished this year. Oh, wasn't it technically the last chapter of American Vampire that started?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Ended?
You like that. I thought that was the weakest one of the whole bunch.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I love American Vampire. I think that's one of Snyder's best creations, but
I know
I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it wasn't as necessary as I thought it would be. So,
but
yep.
We're coming up on an hour now, so think we should do the giveaway for this?
Yeah, if you want to.
Come on, move.
Oh, I suppose.
So for the people in this in the chat room, I thank you for subscribing to the channel to begin with. So before we did this, we did a.
Is she gonna share the screen?
No, we did it before. So before we went live, I was doing a random wheel of names, and the first person to pop into the chat was the winner. And the only reason I did it beforehand is because I didn't want to mess up being our first live stream.
Yeah.
We didn't want to screw anything up. So going forward, when we hit 100, we already know what's in this mystery box. So when we hit 100, we're doing a 100 subscriber giveaway of a mystery box, and we kind of want to do it in February because what comes out in February?
You put me on the spot.
The Batman.
Oh yeah, the Batman.
So
Nice.
we're at 90, so 10 away from now. When we hit 100, we're gonna do a mystery box. But the winner of this 9.8 Batman.
You want to like
92.
share the screen and show the winner, so we're not just making it up.
Let's see if I can do this.
Because we're not. Yeah, we're gonna try. It's fine. Can you just share the screen?
So.
We're gonna try. This totally won't work. Maybe it won't work.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
So.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's actually so yeah, we tried sharing the screen. We're gonna get this down eventually. But it's Alexis Acosta that won.
Yes.
So
you wanna tag them?
So
no, just say like, can you tag them?
I'm gonna do it right now.
We're noobs.
We're noobs at this. But yeah, I just put it in the chat. So please go to the comment that you did in our last unboxing, and
yes.
So
yes.
Email us at noggincomics@gmail.com. Give us your information, and we'll send that out to you. Hopefully, get it to you before the holidays, so you have another.
We'll try to send it out before the holidays, but I don't know if we'll get to you before then. Well, like before Christmas.
Yes,
maybe
I mean, we're gonna try to send it on Monday. But yeah, the happy holidays from Noggin Comics. But yeah, if you've never had a graded comic, this is courtesy of Chris Sapple, a member of the Minnesota Comic Exchange. He wanted to grow the channel for us, and man, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, he's cool.
So,
he's a cool guy.
But yeah, once again, send us an email, noggincomics@gmail. Not that you've ever emailed it yet. But
if anyone wants to email.
But yeah, if you're still watching this, thank you for tuning in. And please let us know what we can do to make these better. We want to continue growing and eventually want to hop on to more channels. Guys like Legion and Manny, TM. I would love to talk to those guys actually. So maybe it's got carved time out for that. She's gonna be at the comic shop, so she's gonna be busy till about 7 o'clock every night. But so just keep consideration. When we get to 100, we're gonna do that mystery giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a little hint. There's a 9.8 comic in that too. New York Comic Con, we scored quite a bit of 9.8s for cheap. So hoping that grows the channel.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching, and see you at the comic shop.
Thanks for watching.